So, a fun theory I want to talk to you guys about is the theory of the firmament. Now, don't kill me. Round earthers, don't kill me. After this video, though, hopefully it'll open you guys' eyes to why the flat earthers think about the flat earth theory and the theory that we all live in a dome. I know I won't. Are we ready? Three. Yeah. Two. That way. V Live like Houston. Oh, bro, it's the session. Goes like this. So I'm not sure entirely where it starts, but from what I know, it's biblical. So in the Bible, the book of Genesis, I think day 2, I believe, it talks where God created the firmament, and it's to separate the heavens from the waters below and the waters above. And I don't have the scripture, and nor do I remember it, so don't bash me, guys. But that's the basic sense, is that when it talks about how God created the earth, he talks about making the waters below, which is what we can, the oceans, I guess we can consider it. Then there's a set for the stars, and then there's a firmament there that separates what we can get to from the heavens. Now, that poses a lot of problems to people when they talk about the firmament, because a lot of people say maybe those were just the early depictions that we might live in a dome, and that's how they describe the stars and why the sky was blue. But some of these flat earthers firmly believe that we do live in a dome. We do live in a firmament, and that we've never actually been outer space. And if we have gone to outer space, there's only a certain limit that we can reach. And that's where the firmament comes into play. And now, so the firmament, though, has been talked about for many civilizations. They were in ancient Indian civilizations. They were talked about in ancient African civilizations, Ethiopian civilizations. Like the thought of the firmament is not a new idea, but people today, obviously with modern science, we kind of know that the earth is round, the universe is beyond our eyes, that what our eyes can see. We know it's almost infinite. With all that being said, there's a lot of speculation on like firmament versus round earth. So flat earth versus round earth. So the idea of the flat earth and the dome is that we live on a flat plane, and there's a dome that does cover us, like some type of not necessarily like a glass dome when I say a dome, guys, but some type of barrier that blocks our escape out of here. So we live on a flat plane, flat surface. There's supposedly a dome over us, and that supposedly separates waters from above. And this thing goes back to the great floods and stories of the great floods, Noah's Ark, and things like that. And they think that God flooded the earth by opening the firmament, because in the Bible it says that God had the firmament to separate the waters above from the waters below. But now we know that the floods could have came from a magnetic shift in the earth, and us tilting exactly 90 degrees, which would leave Antarctica at the equator and all the poles at the equator. And, the places at the equator would be at the poles if we were to flip back. So we know some of those things created the stopping momentum of the earth, which created these giant floods, because, the water doesn't stop moving. Like, if you got a bottle of water and you're shaking it and you stop the bottle of water, the water keeps moving, like the water doesn't stop. So science says that's how we got the great floods, but the Bible, might describe it a little bit differently, and some of these earlier civilizations might have described it a little bit differently from how we think of it now. And it's just a fun theory, guys. It's a fun one to really dive into. People get, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have people in the comments that say this is so crazy, blah blah blah. It's just a fun theory. If you think about it, we wonder why is the sky blue. I'm sure there's some scientific evidence that the sky is blue for some reason, but if there is a firmament and there's waters above us, that would settle why the sky's blue, and we can see it during the day because the light's shining where we are. Who's to say we have gone out of space? Like, there's a lot of things that make the firmament story, you can kind of like feed into it a little bit, because like the moon landings, for instance, like the moon landings were fake, the ones we could see, at least. I'm not like, am I 100% doubting we went to the moon? No. Like, I don't think we'll ever really know that truth right now. But the video evidence, some of those picture evidence of that moon landing, like it's been fake, bro. And why haven't we gone back? Like a lot of people say, like, oh, waste of resources. There's nothing on the moon to do, blah, 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 blah. And honestly, like that's hella cap, bro. Like, why wouldn't we ever want to go to somewhere else that we could reach, another planet at that? Like, yeah, it might be inhabitable, but if we could go there, learn more about it, mine more, maybe dig big fucking holes, figure out what the fuck is inside. We dig big holes on our own planet to get oil, gold, diamonds, and shit like that. Why don't we go to these other planets and mine? Why won't we go back? Yeah, they're costly, but let's just think about it. Like, we talk about how costly it is to send these things to outer space. It's almost like we don't spend costly money on other shit. Like like people talk about how much it costs to send a launch. I saw a video, I think it was like on average, they were comparing the SpaceX what are they called? Rockets to the ones NASA shoot up and how much they are cost efficient, how the SpaceX ones are like less cost are more cost efficient because you can reuse the fucking rockets, and the NASA ones are like they're inexpendable. Like they're just fucking once you use them they're done. And I think it was at like, I don't know, don't quote me, something in the 20 millions or something just to get one launched. And SpaceX took about or not million, I'm sorry, 20 billion to get one launched, and SpaceX took maybe like about $1 billion each launch or something like that. And that's all great and all, but it's almost like we can get this shit done, bro. Like there's money laying around this motherfucker, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get these shits going. We can get them out of space. We can get this all figured out because, the moon landings didn't make sense to anyone. And it was almost damn near confirmed that it was like a Russia versus USA thing. Now, look, I'm a firm believer in the shit that like I be seeing in the movies and shit. I think we have gone to other planets. I think we have seen other fucking nebula and fucking, I think we have actively looked for other habitable planets. And I think we actively have at least one colony on another fucking planet. And just given the technology that we have as modern day civilians, like regular job people, folks, like we have so much access to so much great technologies that blows our minds sometimes. Who's to say that there isn't technologies that we obviously don't have access to or the information about that they can't go to other planets? Like, I mean, space exploration and astronomy has been something from the beginning of time. Like, there's always been that human itch probably to get out and explore what's in the skies. So I think we have gone. Do I think the moon landing shit was fake? Yeah, I think we have been to the moon, though. I think we have 100% been to the moon at least several times if we don't already have something established on the moon, because why not? If something was to happen to the Earth, if there was an asteroid to hit the Earth, why wouldn't we want to be off the Earth or have somewhere we could go to save fucking humanity? If you're thinking that far, it might be sick to not be able to save everybody, but at least the fucking human race doesn't dinosaur and extinct. Like that would suck. There was no trace of us, no nothing. And I'm pretty sure some of these ancient civilizations, Egyptians, before some of these great cataclysms happened, I think, they went out of space. I'm a weird thinker when it comes down to reading that Bible. So when I even hear the Bible, thinking about Noah's Ark, right? I think Noah's Ark story was a funny story, or not a funny story, but like a depiction of maybe a spaceship. He built a big ass boat that floated for however many days during the Great Flood and saved everyone. And I think we read the Bible a little too literally. I think maybe he got off of this earth and landed on a new one. You know what I'm saying? Like we could, it's never necessarily a 1-2 punch with the Bible. It's a lot of interpretations, a lot of stories, a lot of theories, and I think so when you come down to the flat earth, it's like, yeah. And there's also things about this flat earth that really makes you think about it. Like in the 50s, there was a series of like 11 nuclear tests shot straight up into the air for no fucking reason. Like, I'm sure they were probably saying like they're going to tell us to get data or to test things, but they shot like, I think it was 9 to 11 nuclear weapons, like nuclear bombs, G. Like we shot nuclear bombs into the sky straight up. A lot of people think that was to break through the firmament. Even another fun thing that makes this theory go off, in like 1958, There was a British encyclopedia, guys, that actually listed the firmament at 35,000 feet. A British encyclopedia. And it then got changed like the next year later. And they re-released it or so, and they changed it. But that book exists. It says that the firmament was at 35,000 feet. And then there's also just the issues about seeing the curvature of the earth, and we've never seen the earth from far back. There's also the things about the telescopes using like CGIs to create some of these photos. But I do think we have gone. I think we are way out of space, guys. I think we are so far out of space, like we can't wrap our heads around it. I think science, you got to think about the great scientists like Einstein's, the Teslas, to scientists that are now probably breaking history that are going to get written about that we might not even know about. Like this, a million minds probably put to work on this. I'm sure the human race has figured it out. And I'm almost certain that we, okay, this is a fun one I like to think of, because it kind of breaks the firmament thing. But I think we actually came from Mars, like as a civilization. Like, I don't think we have a firmament because we came. Because here's the thing. What is the fascination about Mars? When I remember being young and every depiction of like aliens or Martians was like, we come from Mars, we come in peace. And I feel like that was what we did. I feel like we came from Mars, landed here on Earth, and we're like, we come from fucking Mars, we come in peace. We found a habitable planet for ourselves, and that's why we're always on the look for the next habitable planet. Like, just think about it. Like, first of all, there's a few things about Mars that throw everyone off. Is that Mars, it's a radiated fucking planet. Like, its dirt is full of this thing, like, I think it's called Xenon 15 or some shit like that. And that only happens when you set off, like, nuclear bombs. That we know that Mars used to have water. It used to have life. It's a fucking wasteland. Also, we have other fucking planets. Why did we only send rovers? I think we have like 3 rovers and a fucking helicopter on Mars. Why did we send shit back to Mars? What the fuck are we looking for? Are we looking for traces of our ancient civilization that came from here? The Sumerian texts, the oldest texts found, the oldest civilization's texts found to date, the Sumerian texts, describe beings coming from the heavens and coming down and interbreeding with them. The oldest texts we found say that. And I think we're the ones they're fucking talking about, or we're hybrids of some sort. Or I think that some of us are originals and some of us aren't. And we just no one fucking knows right now. So the idea of the firmament, is kind of a tricky one for me because I firmly think we came from somewhere else. I think space is real. The firmament though is a fun one. Also that movie, The Truman Show. Anybody see The Truman Show? The Truman Show depicts a guy who lives in a domed civilization, and then the rest of the world lives outside of this and watches him. He lives in a dome, the whole movie. I think it was a King Kong movie, one of those movies, Godzilla movies or something. They show the firmament like breaking. So they throw a spear up to the sky and it breaks. Like the sky breaks and it's like a mechanical sky. Also, a lot of people are finding these pictures of double suns, double planets, and they're saying it could be a reflection of the dome. A rainbow, like as much as they describe a rainbow, it always looks like a fucking dome, doesn't it? Like, unless you see a rainbow, you can see a rainbow in a puddle on the ground. That hella looks like, when you see a rainbow in the sky, it's a big ass arch. It makes you think like, damn, do we fucking live in a dome? And so our flat earthers, there are maps and things out here that show the ice wall at the Arctic, and then it shows more land beyond that ice wall. Every country signed on the pact to not go to Antarctica, so we can't go anyway. And I think it's because we would know there's more land, and we'd probably get the fuck out of there. And I'm not saying that we have a flat earth just to be placed in a sector of the earth. I think the earth is extremely big, and I think we can only fly to certain zones because I think we only are sectored to probably like one side of the earth. But the earth is so fucking massive that like we don't even know what's beyond us. Like we fly to our same countries and shit, but I don't think we know. But that would fuck up a lot of science and a lot of shit that's going on. But it's a fun theory, guys. If you've never looked into the firmament, living in a fucking dome, like, bro, this shit's fun to look into. It's cool. You find videos of pilots saying that they know the Earth is flat. You find videos of pilots like flying towards the sun, and then they have to change their direction to keep flying towards the sun because the sun's in one place. Like, it's weird, bro. It's weird shit. You know what I'm saying? It's cool though. It's cool to look into. No shame to flat earthers. I think the earth may be round. I don't fucking know, bro. Look, I don't know. I ain't no fucking scientist. And I'm one of these guys that's like, bro, look, the government's lied about some shit. I don't think they lied about everything. They have lied about some shit in the past, and it's been like proven in the past, bro. Like, there's proven shit that the government's lied about you. Like, we like, it's out. It's files and shit. Proven shit that we like, oh, nigga, they lied. But whatever now, because it don't matter 25 years later. Like, so it's hard to just be like, yeah, the government's saying everything right. No, what the fuck? You wouldn't say everything. You run a business, you wouldn't fucking tell everybody your fucking business if you're the head of the business. You know what I'm saying? So, like, nah. But I don't think they're lying about everything. I think, modern science does tell us what the fuck is going on, like, with the planets and shit. So it's a fun one to think about, guys. If you never get time, look up the firmament, read your Bible. It talks about that there. Some of these earlier civilizations have talked about and they have fun pictures that depict us living on the back of a turtle. Like, the turtle is the land that holds us up. And it's fun shit, man. You guys got to look it up. I know one thing, though, that the truth is more fiction than you think. So look this shit up, guys. It's a fun theory. But yeah, man, that's the thing about the dome. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys got any more fun theories you guys want me to look up, talk about, let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what you want to think. I think the firmament theory is fun. I want to revisit this one in a few episodes. So, guys, let me know some of the information you guys have. I want to get some of you guys' points and stuff brought up in one of these pods so we can talk about this, do another part 2 about the firmament. It's so much about the firmament that'll make you think, like, damn, bro, do we really live in a dome? It goes on to, like, simulations and shit if we're in a fucking hologram. Like, it's deep, bro. Like, so I want to go over some of this stuff with you guys, spark some of that interest. Like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Instagram, guys, TikTok, YouTube, all that bullshit. Session Podcast, signing out.